Hello and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is John and I am joined by Tanny.
Hello.
Smitty.
Hi.
Christy.
Hello.
Sean.
I want to play a game.
Good, that's what we're here for. And Ben.
Yes, we shall do this.
And we are here to play some Dungeons and Dragons for y'all. Last time, the group had a multitude of messages arrive at Trollskull Manor, requesting their presence all over the city. It seems they've been making a bit of a name for themselves. They travelled to the Blackstaff Tower to go and meet with Vajra Saphir, the Blackstaff herself, who had requested their presence via way of ascending spell to Gimbal, who suspected he was in some trouble, but it turns out that she just wanted to ask for their aid in, going around and doing missions for her from time to time. And she sent you up Mount Waterdeep to meet with Halam, the monk who lives and meditates at the top of the mountain, to find out if there had been any warnings of a dire nature. You spent most of the rest of the day travelling up Mount Waterdeep. You spent a long time fighting with some bandits who had taken hold of a guard post, due to the legendary armour of one of them. It was just too much for you guys to cope with. And you met with the monk Hlam, who did indeed give you a dire warning that evil was on its way to Waterdeep.
Yay!
You travelled back down the mountain and managed to arrive back in Waterdeep just in time for your second appointment of the day, in which you got invited to the opera at the Light Singer Theatre. Rainier Neverember, in response for your rescuing his life, has sponsored you tickets to go and see the opera, and in the interval meet with Mert, otherwise known as Mert the Moneylender, who wants to thank you for saving a friend. Most of the rest of the day that you had spent before travelling up Mount Waterdeep had been spent buying fancy clothes, as some of you need those to go to the opera. So I believe that most of you have bought fancy clothes for opera-going purposes, or have bought fancy clothes for those of the party that weren't there.
Oh no.
You
have the most fabulous
thing.
Please tell me at least you got me a cloak.
If not, you can borrow my fancy cloak, Underscum.
Meanwhile, Underscum stayed back at Trollskull Manor for the day. He started off the day staying in his room and was alerted to the fact that there was a ghost in the manor before the group left to go and meet with the Blackstaff. So, Ben, we'll start with you at Trollskull Manor. What do you do?
Well, I don't know much about attracting ghosts. Basically, I think I'm going to be walking around saying, hello? Are you there?
You venture down the stairs from your room on the first floor and enter into the tap room. And as you look around the tap room, there's a broom just moving back and forth on its own across the floor.
Aha! A ghost cleaner. Always handy. I would like to move over to the broom.
As you approach, the broom just kind of keeps going. It seems to have cleaned by this point about a third of the tap room.
Hi, I'm Underscum. Who are you?
The broom keeps moving.
Come now, it's not very civil not to introduce yourself.
The broom stops moving.
Ah, I see I've got your attention.
The broom hangs in the air for a minute. And just sort of... You get the feeling that someone's looking at you.
Someone's always looking at me. Look at me, of course. Can you talk? Oh, if you can't talk, you're not going to be able to answer that.
There is no answer to that.
Ah, I know. Can you use the broom? Hit it on the floor once, if you use no yes, and hit it on the floor twice if it's a no. Do you understand?
The broom hits the floor once.
Ha ha! Wonderful, wonderful. It's always good to have a new friend.
The broom hits the floor twice.
Oh, come now. We're going to have to live together. We might as well be friendly.
The broom hits the floor once.
So, do you have a name?
The broom hits the floor once.
I see. I don't know how to ask you what your name is. We could go through a very lengthy process of going through the alphabet, but I don't think that's a good idea.
The broom handle points towards a window.
I go to the window.
Letters start writing themselves in the dust and grime on the window. L-I-F.
Liv. Is Liv your name?
The broom taps the floor once.
Ah, pleasure to meet you.
The broom sort of holds itself out towards you.
Would you like me to take the broom?
You get the feeling that... Roll me an insight check.
You get the feeling you need to roll an insight check.
5.
You're not sure.
I reach out and hold the broom.
The broom shakes up and down like someone's shaking your hand.
Wonderful, wonderful. Have you been here long?
The broom taps the floor once.
Oh. Well, you're the prior owner.
On the window, the words, "Not directly," are written out.
Are you stuck here, or do you just like the place?
The broom taps the floor once.
Okay, was that for the first one? That you're stuck here?
The broom taps the floor once.
Well, I must say that's rather sad, but we will try and make sure that you...
The broom taps the floor twice when you say it's sad.
Oh, so you like being here?
The broom taps the floor once.
Well, we'll have to try and keep that going as well then. We want you to be happy if you're stuck here, especially.
On the window, it just writes, "Thank you."
You're more than welcome, Liv.
Oh, we got a name?
Yes. The ghost is called Liv.
Live?
Liv. L-I-F.
L-A. Laugh.
No. I.
Is it L?
L-I-F.
I don't know why. I'm just so tired. I think I heard you say A instead of I. Ugh.
We're gonna have live, laugh, laugh, aren't we? In a second?
Oh no.
There's laugh and there's laugh.
Is there anything we can do to make your life more comfortable whilst you are here?
On the window, there's dance for you, bugbear boy.
Perhaps we should get a better form of communication rather than having to write in the dirt.
The window just has written on it suddenly, "Open Tavern."
Ah, well, you're in luck. We've been planning on doing that anyway.
The window underneath that writes, "I know."
And we wish to make it a spectacular place. Will you perhaps assist us? Obviously, you have expertise.
The broom taps itself on the floor once.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
And then the broom goes back to sweeping the floor.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
The broom taps the floor once.
My. Well, that is an encounter. Well, I suppose back to the room. Make it as nice and dingy as possible.
You head back to your room and spend most of the rest of the day in there. You wonder where everybody else has gotten off to, but they can look after themselves. If you travel downstairs at any point, the broom makes its way across the tap room, and then a cloth starts cleaning the windows.
How will we talk?
I do have one thing which I would like to do then.
Okay.
Would there be any place where I would be able to find effectively a Ouija board?
Further down Troll Skull, there was the magic shop.
I would like to go to the magic shop to purchase a Ouija board so we can talk to Liv properly. Or something along the right lines.
You can find...
It doesn't need to be a magical one, by the way. It's literally along the lines of an alphabet where they can point to.
Yeah, just get some fridge magnets, some alphabet fridge magnets.
You, at Bookworm's Treasure, you can find either just, like, some paper.
As I say, I prefer to get something which is a nice wooden thing where it's made for the sake of communication between...
He would have
the
that
living
as
dead.
well.
In which case I will go there.
So yeah, Bookworm's Treasure, which is just down Troll Skull, he'll sell that to you for 2 gold for a really nice one.
Perfect. I just imagine you guys turning up and just seeing a Ouija board on the bar. Guys. Ooh, and a bell, so that he can Liv can let us know when Liv wants to talk.
Okay. That's like 2 silver.
Very good. And obviously, I'll bring those back and let Liv know about that, so if Liv ever wants to talk, or if we have any questions, we can talk. Without
Okay.
having to make the place dirty as anything as well. Just keep writing on the windows.
By the time that everybody else returns to the tavern with packages of clothing in hand, slightly sweaty from a day hiking up and down Mount Waterdeep, the entire tap room has been cleaned top to bottom.
Sesgrath doesn't in the slightest bit notice.
I will notice and I'm like, is this all you're doing, Underscum?
Not at all. No, this was Liv.
Liv?
Who's Liv?
Oh, you know they mentioned a ghost that lives here.
Wait, it did all of this?
Yes. It seems to like the bar, and has decided to keep it nice and tidy and clean, and wants to see us bring it back to life again.
The little marker moves over the yes on the board.
See?
Oh, nice to meet you, Liv.
It spells out hello.
You know, my years of studying magic. That's freaky.
I tried to sense it last time, and it seemed like it was nothing.
Would you like to
One-
use divine senses again?
I'd like to try to use it again.
You can sense that there is an undead entity in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling that the last time it had total cover from you.
Ah. Too bad I can't tell it was. Oh, I can't. Can I detect good and evil from it?
Doesn't work that way.
It says that as an action you can detect good and evil.
1 minute, let me double check the spell.
I just put it on the chat.
I think that's just the flavour bit, because that's what they usually put, is some
Ooh,
sort of flavour, and then
flavour.
it actually tells you what it does, like in a technical term. Because obviously there's an entire different spell that is to use to detect good and evil.
I'll double check the full thing of the divine sense. Because there is more than just that. Until the end of your next turn, you can detect any celestial fiend or undead. You know the type, but not its identity. Yeah, it's not necessarily like good and evil in a person. It's if somewhere's been consecrated or hallowed.
Mm.
So you can't necessarily tell you can't tell what the entities' alignments are, but if somewhere was, say, greatly desecrated by evil or hallowed under a spell specifically to make a presence of good felt, you'd be able to tell those.
Okay then.
But you do know that there is a spirit, there is an undead here, and you know exactly where it is. It's over there by the Ouija board.
Ouija. Luigi board? The Norwegian board?
We
Ouija.
And the greatest thing about this is Liv wants to help us bring the bar back to life.
Tile slides over and covers yes. And then starts spelling out bad choice of words.
Oh, yes, I suppose so. Rather insensitive of me.
Well, Underscum, is it tonight that we need to go to the opera?
Yes.
yes.
Well, tonight we have to go to the opera and to meeting this, meeting Mertz. Unfortunately, you know, didn't find any clothing for you, but I have a nice cloak if you wish to have that.
Yeah? Well, I've never been to an opera before, so if that's the wear, I'll wear it.
Let me give it a tidy and then I'll give it to you, but we need to wear nice, appropriate clothing for it.
Ah. What exactly is appropriate clothing for an opera?
Let's see. Have you
The-
seen, like...
The
extreme
note
fashion
instructed
stuff?
formal attire.
Indeed.
Mhm.
So to help Underscum understand our minor illusion, a like model version of him in like a 3-piece suit,
Oh yeah.
like this.
Oh. So not my vest.
A bit more than the vest.
Ah, I see. I don't have anything other than what I'm wearing.
And we've got you covered.
Yes.
So everybody goes to change into their opera clothes. Would you like to describe what your opera outfits are?
I have picture.
Suddenly, I don't
I
have
can't.
a picture of my nationality.
So Smitty, what's Gimbal come down wearing?
So, Gimbal has come down wearing something akin to the Hogwarts school uniform, if just a bit nicer. So it's got the whole shirt, undercoat, vest thing. It's gone out my head what it's actually called. A blazer over the top. The only odd thing about the whole setup though is that sort of around the waist, it's quite clearly stretched.
Okay.
He's put on a few pounds since he's last had to wear this. Yeah, nice black shoes, black trousers. It is simple but effective.
Christy, do you have an outfit for Nuri?
She's currently muted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seskarath.
Seskarath is wearing whatever he was told to wear, and he despises it entirely. Well, technically, he doesn't despise it because he doesn't feel that kind of a thing, but he finds it very inappropriate for battle. It's going to get he's going to get in the way a lot. He doesn't like it. So it's just like, I don't know, trousers as best as they could do, a shirt as best as they could do, a coat as best as they could do. And he has come down with like weapons, as many weapons as he can, and he's going to try and put as many as he can, like in pockets or whatever.
Picture.
Okay, I've got pictures from Tanny and from Christy for their outfits. Tanny, is Reginald still wearing the one you sent me last time?
Yeah, I put it in the D&D artwork.
So, as you all assemble down in the tap room, Reginald comes down wearing a blue tunic with black trousers and boots and a pink puffy-armed shirt. Over the top, he's got sort of a half cape with blue tree-like light blue with pink tree-like designs running down it, and gold trim around both the cloak and the cape and the tunic.
And he's got a hair in the man bun.
And he's got his hair in a man bun.
Like delicate. It's like a nice clean man bun.
Meanwhile, Nuri descends the stairs in an elaborate golden ball gown it's an elaborate golden ball gown with a large bustle skirt, tassels around the base of the skirt.
Oh, Jesus, where's Bella?
Bella jumps out and scares Reginald. Long sleeves on the dress with lace coming down to the elbows and fancy designs around the top and bottom of said dress, so everybody looks suitably fancy, if a little bit annoyed by their outfits. Does anybody who isn't Ben want to describe what you've bought for Underscum?
I honestly can't remember who bought Underscum clothes.
Well, Underscum is currently naked. Wrapped in nothing but a cloak.
I believe that it was a mixture of Tanny and Christy that went shopping for Underscum.
Let's
You're
see.
doomed.
So
I
if you...
refer back to what I put in the chat. I'm imagining that for some reason.
Hang on. Let me find a nice decent clothing for him. Just give me a moment of.
Okay, while you do that, and hopefully Sean's internet decides to reconnect itself,
Yes, that would be good.
you guys head to the opera. The Light Singer Opera House is easy enough to locate. Not that I will try and do it on the map in any great speed, because I don't know where it is in Waterdeep. Said I wasn't going to do this, and I'm trying to do it now. Why am I doing this? Zonic Beats apologizes for eating Sean's internet connection. Please, could he have it back?
That would
Please.
require a lot of Senecot.
You travel to the opera house. You all sit down for the opera, and you enjoy the first half of an opera entitled "The Fall of Tiamat." Do any of you speak Giant?
Wait. Yeah, I do.
Annoyingly, no. I only find this funny because I'm running a Rise of Tiamat game and it's not gone well.
So for anybody that doesn't speak Giant, you enjoy the first half, or you attempt to enjoy the first half of an opera that is sung entirely in Giant. You don't understand it, but the music's interesting, and there's dragons and people in robes running around on the stage, and there seems to be a group of heroic characters that are confronting the cultists. And at one point there's this dragonborn that gets killed and then comes back. The cultists seem to bring him back. And then ultimately he leads to... he rebels against the cultists and goes back in as a secret agent working inside the cultists. It gets a bit confusing because you'll not be able to follow it with words. You just kind of have to pick up on the context clues.
Back.
Welcome back. I can't help but shake the feeling. It's just like listening to Swedish operatic metal.
Yeah, you know, the music's good. It's a very guttural language, so it is very deep, very bassy, sung. Sean, does Seskarath speak Giant?
I don't believe he does.
It
No.
seems unlikely. So
He's
Tanny,
goblin.
Yep.
Reginald is able to understand the music being sung. And you understand from this first half that a cult worshipping the dragons came together and
I want to make it really, really fancy for Underscum. Please tell me you approve. Or not.
What do you think, Underscum?
Let's see.
My section went into straight onto the anime boys.
Oh yes, that's totally my style.
So Underscum is wearing a knee-length black coat with a black waistcoat under it, white trousers, a loose-fitting brown belt with gold trim on the coat, the belt, the waistcoat, a long red cape with gold trim, diamonds along the bottom of it that sort of flows out behind him. And then fancy braces with what's it called? Embossed patterns upon them. Cover the black gloves that he wears. Anyway, Tanny, you alone understand, Reginald alone understands the music that is being sung at the opera, and you understand that a cult worshipping the dragons started to come to power. They stole people and fortunes from various villages and were confronted in a number of places by a group of heroes who stood against them. At one point, a dragonborn, blue scaled dragonborn, was resurrected by this cult, having fallen against the heroes. He led them in an attack on a place up north called Xanthol's Keep, where he once again confronted the heroes that had killed him. He met with one of them who had fought for him at the previous encounter with him and the heroes. He defected from the cult cause with the love of this paladin that had stood beside him previously. He infiltrated the cult once again, this time them not knowing that he was working against them, and he boarded their castle that they were using to transport the plundered goods to the rendezvous where they would sacrifice it to Tiamat and bring her back into this world. But he and a small group of heroes made a stand in the castle and killed everybody in the cult and brought the castle crashing down, and that's the interval.
Alright.
And so at the point of the interval, you are due to go up to meet Mert in his private box. So, who leads the way?
I will lead the way. Hopefully.
I think out of everyone here, you've got the best charisma to do it.
Well,
As soon as it's obvious that Sestrat is immediately following, so you found that immensely boring.
I'll follow behind.
Indeed. I should go to the box as well.
Okay. You head up to the box, and sat in the box is a rather rotund gentleman with a fabulous moustache.
Oh, hail you.
Like my kindred spirit.
And he turns to see who's coming into his private box. Yes? Who are you?
You are Mert, yes?
Yes, I am Mert.
We were received a letter to see you.
You are Reginald.
Lord Reginald Rosebridge, I just said.
Lord Reginald, I apologize. My name is Mert. Renier Neverember informs me that you saved his life, and for that I am grateful. He is a good friend of mine.
Of course.
I believe that you are capable of doing great things, Reginald, and silent friends behind you.
Hello.
Why don't you just
Aye.
guys? I just like move aside because I'm basically a gigantic guy. I just like have to really move aside.
You like shuffle into the box and let them.
Ah, a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. So, as you are aware, my name is Mert. I am a former adventurer. I have given up that life in looking for something quieter, something a little more refined. But I still keep my ear close to the ground because it is important that evil does not go unthwarted. Have you by any chance heard of a group called the Harpers?
The Harpers.
It doesn't ring a bell.
No.
By the way, I've just found out I've been on mute. So everything I've been saying, nobody's heard about the last half an hour.
I didn't know you were muted. I just thought you were AFK.
Same
No,
here.
I've been here. I didn't. I forgot. I muted it because I was eating a chocolate bar and I didn't want to hear you lot.
Oh,
So Nora just made it up the stairs. With a box for Max.
Oh dear.
he explains that the Harpers are a secretive organization. They are think of them as spies. We have eyes and ears everywhere, and it is our duty to make sure that the general folk don't have to deal with evil in their midst. We protect people from villains and things going wrong, and we find out information about threats and act on it before they can become truly vile. I think that your group would make good operatives for the Harpers.
Definitely an interesting challenge.
Yeah,
Let's see.
flattered to say the least.
I suppose.
I have a simple mission for you to begin with, if you will accept.
Okay.
He
Well, it
reach.
depends on what it is. If it's killing children, certainly not. But
Of course not. Of course not. We're the. Don't forget now, Underscum. We are the good guys.
oh, of course, but you haven't told us what the
Children
job is.
very-
That does end up making us a little suspicious.
We have, as I've mentioned, spies everywhere. One of our more unusual operatives is a talking horse
Oh.
Oh,
by the name of Maxine.
interesting.
She works one of the dray carts in the town. Your mission is to locate her, find out if she has been able to identify any Zentarim operatives, and if so, what are their whereabouts? Now, you will of course need this, and he reaches into a pocket and pulls out 5 pins that are a silver harp within a crescent moon. This is the symbol of the Harpers. Now, we are a secretive organisation, so don't go flashing these around. But if at any point you need to prove that you are amongst friends, this will allow you to do so.
Okay then.
Oh, great.
You okay, Gibble?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just more trinkets.
Yes, indeed.
These ones are just for show.
What, are there other ones which do things?
We have spies everywhere, remember?
Oh, I know that. I meant, do you have higher tech versions of these pin badges which do things?
Ah, yes, he wasn't there, was he? Okay.
Yeah, the Greyhound tokens.
Now, before the second half of this opera begins, I am eager to find out the ending of this story. I mean, I've seen it before, but, good triumphing over evil, even in this primitive giant language.
Oh, I know what. I actually speak in giant.
Was there anything else you wish to talk to me about?
No, I think that's pretty much what we need to know.
Actually, is it possible to get a loan?
It is possible, yes. I mean,
Yes,
I am known to some as Mert the moneylender. I am no stranger to lending people money.
Fantastic.
Why do you need a loan, gnome?
Not to open a pub.
Precisely.
A smile spreads across his mouth. Oh, that is fabulous. Oh, yes. Oh, ever since that lazy dullard Durnan bought the Yawning Portal, I've been wanting my own tavern. And now you're telling me I can own one without any of the glass cleaning and the chair stacking that old fool is spending his days doing. Count me in!
Yay! You have to go whenever you like.
I don't
You
want...
always wonder how easy that was.
The worrying part is he wants to own it.
I don't
Weird
want to
there.
lend you the money.
He wants to buy it.
I want to invest. I will take a 5% share of the tavern's profits for each 100 gold pieces you require. And you can pay me back at the end of the year, even if you, if they aren't coming in fast enough. How does that sound? 5% for every 100 gold you need. How much do you need?
A lot.
5%
Hang on.
for every bit of gold. I don't know whether
We
that's
needed
a
a-
good.
Every
1,000
100
gold.
gold.
So he would have
So
a
it
50%
would
share.
have 50% if we did the 100%.
How much do you need?
1,000 gold.
Really? That much?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll take half of the profits until you can pay me back.
I mean, it does get the business up and running.
It does, yes, and it's
Plus,
one thing
if
off
we're
the
doing
list.
any, plus if we're doing any missions, that can help us as well.
Indeed.
Yeah. We can sort the paperwork once like, at a later date. We'll let you enjoy the opera.
Yes, I can have someone write something up and bring it over to you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, everyone, shall we head back home? Or continue watching the rest of the opera?
Do
Well,
stick
we've
around for
had
the
it
second
then.
half.
But of
I
course,
do like a bit of history.
for any
so
performance, we must.
And if you need any translation, I'm your man.
Sadly, I don't know tongues.
I don't think you want to make that offer. I'd literally be just poking you. What did he say this time? And what about that one? And now?
No.
Just enjoy the music.
Well, let's watch the show then.
Yes,
Just
let's
grab
enjoy
the-
opera.
Anyway, you never know what other dignitaries might be around here that might be able to lend us some money.
Haha! I like your thinking.
So long as there's not a man with a very large stovepipe hat, we'll be fine.
Who wants an autograph? It is I, Underscum.
You get
Actually, could we bullshit and make it that he is someone really, really famous? We should have done that as we entered.
you head back to your seats and you enjoy the second half of the opera, which again, actually, does Nuri understand giant?
No, I don't. I did check.
I assume you might have done, but you possibly told us while you were muted. So.
No, I mean,
Just thought I'd double check.
I know infernal, gnomish, deep speech, common.
So you, Reginald, continue to enjoy the opera that you understand. Everybody else enjoys music that the language is deep,
Sounds pretty.
guttural, and builds to exciting crescendos, and you can follow most of the storyline.
I'm just thinking that giant is basically like German. I don't.
Yeah, we're just listening to Rammstein.
Rammstein.
You find
That one
out
looked
that
pretty.
Nemesis, the hero from the first half, finds love with the paladin.
Lose.
They get married.
That was a fun marriage.
The music for this bit is great. It's subtle and love story in guttural giant tongue. You find out about the rift at their wedding where demons attacked, and someone in a barbed demon outfit comes onto the stage and fights them in the wedding dress and wedding suit. The group, the cultists, having lost their earlier gold and flying castle, start to regroup and rebuild their resources in an attempt to continue the summoning of Tiamat. And eventually Nemesis and Luz lead a group to go and confront the cultists, including a blue-skinned tiefling monk and another human paladin. And they fight the... I'm going to have to make this as a one-shot at some point now, aren't I?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't make
Yeah, you're digging
now.
yourself a hole.
Sorry, let's go
And
all
it
in
better
then.
go blow to blow, yeah.
Along with an ebon-skinned tiefling and a purple-skinned tiefling.
And it's only a tiny halfling wizard.
Okay, and a tiny halfling wizard gets involved. Suddenly, out of the blue, their story wasn't really written into it until that point. You don't know where they came from. And the 7 of them confront the draconic cult as they get into their summoning ritual, and manage to bring them down. And just as Tiamat starts to form into the world and the music starts getting ominous, they manage to disrupt the ritual, and Tiamat gets pulled back down into the 9 hells. And the play ends to rapturous applause, and John gets really confused about how he's going to write a one-shot at some point involving that.
Bravo! Bravo!
How's everyone doing that bit?
To what you do /E, /EM rather. In Roll 20 chat.
E. And then whatever I put then.
Yeah, /EM.
Oh, EM.
Oh, yep, yeah.
Oh god,
I
I pressed
remember
the button.
like /E because that's how it was in WoW to do emotes.
You all then head back to Troll Skull Alley and get a good night's sleep.
Seskrath is basically tearing the clothes off as they're walking along.
Oh god.
This is fine.
You get
If we get back on the way, we need to be able to move.
Seskarath arrives back at the tavern wearing sort of the scraps and loincloth variant of the outfit he set out in.
As long as he's in, just literally tears the rest off and chucks it on the floor.
Maybe put that in the fire.
The following day, around 10 in the morning or so, there's a at the front door.
Who's closest to the front door?
Shall I move us over to the map of
Yes.
the tavern so that you can visualize?
The tavern.
Seskrath will be up in his room, all the way up there.
Have we all
Likewise for me.
go on the stools?
Uh, So assuming that you're all in your rooms, the closest people would be Underscum or Gimbal.
Oh, Kimbo, you've got the balcony.
Yes, that I do.
Just burns out.
Let's see if this thing works. Fingers crossed this
I've just
works.
realised that for the sake of Underscum, for me to go anywhere, I have to go through Gimbal's room first to get anywhere.
No, this is a... Then actually, there isn't a door
Yeah,
there.
No, there is no door
You
here.
have to go through Gimble's room.
You have to go through one of the most dangerous rooms in the mansion.
Morning, Gimme.
I'll work on that. I'll add a door.
Yeah.
in.
Well, I'll probably say that Reginald will probably make a door for them.
Right, then I'll see who's going to knock at the door. Starting on my robe in a hurry.
Okay.
Who's mad enough to come knocking on the door at 10 in the morning?
What time
We've got a
is it?
wizard.
Stood on the other side of the door is a half-elf in a sort of a black suit, and he holds a scroll of paper. Yes, I'm here about your deal with Mert. You did long rest, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get everything back up. Boink, boink. Boink, boink.
There's not a button for that on the sheet.
Boing, boing.
And
Boink, boink.
long rest. Take long rest. Confirm.
Anyway, oh, thank you. I'll take the scroll from him and... What do you want? tea, coffee. I think there's some stale beer somewhere.
I will take a coffee if you have some.
Go, I'll shout out for the rest of the mansion. Anybody else want tea or coffee?
I love coffee, please.
No.
I've never been
You-
allowed coffee.
I'll have some coffee.
So apparently you're putting on a pot of coffee.
Yeah, Kimball's came through. It's like, oh dear. I need more
Do you
supplies.
I'd say, do you need some help?
Yes, please.
I'll come help them.
Spare cups if you got them. Unless you like drinking out of a beaker.
Actually, he'll say if I have a spare couple of cups.
You're using cups? I
And I
used to
got a
just
tank
drink
of
out the
them.
pot.
I'm
I just have
confused
light
and trying to
tank as
follow
well.
where Seskarath is wandering now.
I'm going all the way down because technically that's the way downstairs. There's no other way down.
Oh,
You have to go out the back. You have to go outside to get into the tavern.
Yeah, there's no internal access to the flat upstairs.
I really need to work on this map. I think I'm going to have to
Oh, yeah.
redo this redone map. And
Yeah.
add some more inside staircases when you
I
gut
was
the
gonna
place.
say, yeah. Oh, you're right. So, yep. So I'll
By the
take
way.
you upstairs so you go down. Right.
Yeah, we gotta go outside and run through our own front door.
Yeah. Literally, like you have to go through that room, down those stairs, which
I
leads to
suppose
those
it
stairs.
makes sense to a point, you know, but where
It
you
makes it
live
so
is
you've got two,
disconnected.
it makes it so you got like two fully separate buildings. Like,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
ground floor tap room, and then everything else is connected upstairs.
Well, that's something to do in the 2 weeks before the next game. So Gimbal, you prepare coffee for the room and the manor and the attorney.
Yep, I make coffee for everybody. Hopefully, someone's got a spare cup. Otherwise, like I said, someone's drinking out of beakers.
I have like a nice, decent kind of sized cup for like a Goliath, and a tankard that's actually twice his. Like he's like twice like roughly quite big. Almost a
I
bucket.
take my Minotaur horn and I block off the end of it.
You have a motor horn?
I have a Minotaur horn. It's my musical instrument.
Huh. You can borrow my tankard, you know.
But you're going to be using a tankard.
No, I've got my own mug, and he pops up the little mug that's more of like nice. So he's got two types of cups. One for beer and one for coffee. You can borrow my, you can borrow my beer version, which is the tankard.
Oh, thank you.
It's got like rose engravings on, like engravings as well. On the tankard, like he's been working on it.
It's a rather fancy tankard. Anyway, so I didn't catch your name, young man. You are
Look at John.
Oh, my name.
yes.
My name is Edison Highland.
Edison Highland. Nice to meet you.
I was about to say it's old Thomas Edison, is it? Nice to meet you, Mr. Edison. Here you go. Apologies, it's in a small beaker.
It will do. I've had worse coffee.
Is it made like the Blackadder coffee?
I hope not.
No, it's not hot mud.
Do you want milk?
The paperwork that he has brought with him states exactly as you discussed the terms the night previously. 5% for every 100 gold pieces. You want a loan of 1,000 gold, therefore he gets 50% of the income until the loan is paid back. If it is not paid back within a year, there is a he can take the rest from you, basically. If the 50% doesn't cover his initial investment at the end of year 1. You pay him back whatever else is owed.
Anyone jotting this down?
I can write.
I was about to say, I'm sure John's got a handout for this.
I don't yet, but I will do.